Spurs have looked so much better in the month of January. Everybody really. I feel like Keldon had a good game with Portland. I don't know how Keldon has matched up in the month of January. Maybe we should just talk about each player in the entire month of January. I know that this would be like a tedious, because I'm going to post this segment. I know that this would be pretty tedious, but I'll interact with the chat as we go through it. But we can start with Wemby, our big man Wemby. He's averaging almost 25 points per game in the month of January. Okay, so 25 points, 3 turnovers, which with the amount of times the ball is in his hands, I guess it's not that bad. But you know, large scheme of things. 2.5 personal fouls, 0.5 steals, which is kind of shocking because I feel like he was doing better than that before. Yeah, he was averaging one. Yeah, he was giving you at least a steal a game. He's gone down to 0.5. Can't really give you any type of like breakdown of why that is. I haven't really thought about it. But blocks 3.4, assists 3 assists, 9.4 rebounds. But he's been super impressive. I mean, I think even his field goal percentage increased, right? You see, he's at 52% in the month of January. Prior, he was 45. Prior to that, he was 43. Yeah, his efficiency is getting better. I mean, he has really grown. And I've said this early on that I felt like a lot of people needed to chill out for a few months, okay? We were going to look back. It was going to be growing pains, especially since how the season started off was just so difficult. These were difficult games. I think the month of October really fooled people. They were like, we're 2-2. And then we won against Phoenix, or that back-to-back against Phoenix, and everybody got excited. It was like, no, man, we're not as good as we think we are right now. But then again, I know Devin Vassell got hurt as well, so there was that. But man, great month. And every single one of these games was pretty competitive, honestly. I think that's what I really liked about it. It was pretty competitive. We didn't have a chance against Boston, right? We didn't have a chance. That is what it is. OKC, we didn't have a chance. I mean, they just have too much depth. But just overall, we did really well. All right, so let's not go through every single player. That would be ridiculous. Okay, we can't go through every single player. I don't know why I even set that precedent. We'll go with Sochan. We'll do the big three, and then we'll do Keldon. I'm not saying, by the way, people are going to be like, oh my God, you said big three. No, that's not actually like, they're not a big three yet or anything. Nor do I expect them to be. I'm just saying that the players that's going to be here for a long time, I think it is those three. Definite. And then Keldon is kind of he's a toss-up. But I don't mind him staying. All right, let's see. So this is Sochan in the month of January. In the month of January, Sochan's averaging... You guys can't see that. How should I go about this? Oh, it's so ugly. There you go. You can see it that way. There we go. Sorry. 12.4 points. Now I can barely see it. As far as steals, 0.9 steals. So almost a steal, almost a block. So we can basically just say 1 and 1. 1 steal, 1 block a game. 3.8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 44% from the field. Not great. But 3-point percentage, oh my goodness, 37%. So I think that we can at least, I think we can go ahead and make the overall statement that this is going to be a norm, right? I think he'll be anywhere between 33 to 36% in his career. You can see that he started off, didn't take too many. But then the month of November, he was 47%. We knew that wasn't going to hold up. Went down to 33, and now he's back up to 37. So this is probably where we can expect him to be. Probably around 33 to 35, 37, or 36, sorry. Cool. So he's doing well. I'm just trying to make sure everybody's doing well in the month of January. See Devin Vassell. See how he's doing. I feel like he's been more aggressive, or at the very least, he's been very intentional on where he takes his shots. But we'll see. He's averaging 17 points per game in the month of January thus far. 1 steal, 0.3 blocks, nearly 5 assists, nearly 4 rebounds. Let's see. What about his percentages? 46% field goal percentage. I feel like he had some really bad performances in there that's bringing it down. Yeah, that's it. Chicago performance brought it down, and then Atlanta, that was back. Yeah. Played Chicago on Saturday and then Atlanta on Monday, and he just brought that whole percentage down, I think, there. But let's see. Before that, he was 18. So his percentages are better than it was in December. His best month was his best month was October. Short month, that is. And then November, yeah. Yeah, there was, yeah. With his shot selection, there's no way he was going to be able to keep up 50%. But this last month, pretty doggone good, I gotta say. Not bad. Not bad. Wemby 7 turnovers, focus issue in my opinion. No. Wemby was focused. It's just the Spurs as a whole looked really loose this game. Here, we'll do Keldon and see what he's doing in the month of January. Then we can briefly talk about this game. Let's see. I don't know if this is just a vibe. This could be my bias talking. I'm going to make the assumption he hasn't been better in the month of January. Wait. At least, I mean, I could be wrong, though. All right. So, yeah, no, I was completely right. So the month of January, see, this is one of those weird things because I felt like as the team looked better, Keldon looked worse. But 14 points per game. Let's see. 1.5, 0.7 steals, 0.3 blocks, 40% from the field, 32% from 3, 84% from the free throw line, which is really good. But before that, he was averaging 18.5 in the month of December on better percentages. And then the month prior to that, he was averaging 16.8 at 47%, nearly 50. Well, no, it's not too nearly 50, nearly 48% field goal percent. So, yeah, this is his worst month thus far. So I kind of noticed that. I'm not really bought into the idea that Keldon can lead a bench like I thought before. I'm totally cool with the Spurs keeping Keldon. He just seems like one of those players that with his contract and with what you could probably get out of a Keldon trade, he just kind of seems like one that could potentially be gone in the summer. But that's just me. If he stayed, I'm fine with it because of his leadership. I've always been open about that I think Keldon Johnson is a good teammate, a good verbal leader. And I do like him, being a spark plug. I just think that he would be beneficial to somebody or a team that has defenders around them right now. But I don't know. Anyways, you guys are talking about this game, so we're just going to dive into the game. Let's see. All right. Yeah, Simons is him. Oh my God. He had 40 points. 7 for 15 from 3 is crazy. All right. So, San Antonio Spurs. I'm not even going to go crazy. Okay? I'm not even going to go crazy. Here's the thing. People think like when it comes to Sochan that I just have like, I don't know, I just go blank. Like I have no like true assessment of Sochan. Everything is just biased when it comes to Sochan. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You just think he's so great. You think he's Kawhi. I ain't said any of that. I said what I said. I think Sochan, his floor can be a Draymond Green type role. Somebody that does the dirty work, good playmaker, brings that little bit of nasty, really great defender. I think he's a pretty great defender. I'm sorry. All things considered with his size, his position, I think he's a great defender. So that's what I thought he could be. That's what I thought he would be coming into the league. Okay. You guys know, obviously I talked about Sochan a lot. I wanted Sochan on the team, before we even got him. So yeah, this is what I think that he could be. And when he does things like this is where it's like, yeah, his ceiling is higher than people would like to admit. I think that the biggest thing with Sochan, why people don't really pay attention, and I've said this before, is that it's just not a cute game, right? It's his game is ugly. His shot isn't pretty. He doesn't do any like complex dribbling moves. He's not going to hit you with a sham god. Okay, he's not going to cross over too many people. He's going to play the right way. He's going to make key cuts. He's going to hit the shot if it's wide open. For the most part, he's done a pretty good job of that. That's who he is. He's going to make the right pass. He's a good defender. He's solid. And he's the type of player that will benefit once the Spurs actually have talent around them. Okay? He's going to look much better. Now, he's nowhere near as good of a passer as because I'm about to make this comparison. He's nowhere good of a passer as Boris Diaw, I don't think. You guys might disagree. I don't think that he's as good of a passer as Diaw. But I think if Diaw was on this team and you replace Sochan with Diaw, people will be dogging on Diaw because Diaw's game, especially his role with the Spurs, was he needed talent around him and he amplified it. He made people better. And that's what Sochan needs. He needs more talent around him. He'll make you better. Just like Draymond needs that. Doesn't mean that he's a bad player. Doesn't mean that he's trash. It just means that his game ain't that fun to look at sometimes. That's all. That's why I don't get too upset. D out equals Sochan. I didn't say that. But that's why I just don't get upset. Like if Sochan has a bad shooting performance, because my expectations for Sochan, I expect him to be a potential all-star like Draymond Green. Like I expect him to be in those categories. I expect him to make, maybe possibly a defensive team or something like that. I expect those things. When it's all said and done, maybe getting the Hustle Award. Like I think that he can do those things. I just don't have this like idea, like Patrick Beverley said, like he could end up being Kawhi. I'm not going to put that on him. But these performances, this does solidify how I feel about him, that I think that his floor is good enough, honestly, but he's not that type of player that he's going to continue to grow his game, get better and better. And I don't know. The sky's the ceiling for him. My expectations is Draymond, and that's good enough. And that's enough for me to say I don't want to get rid of him. I think he should stay with this group. I think he's part of the core. So that's me. Wemby. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are saying. Like, I mean, I watched the game too. I didn't get the vibe that Wemby wasn't focused. I just thought he was more loose this game. I mean, the Spurs know who they're going to. I mean, they're. I know they have a better record than us, but the Spurs how they've been playing in January. They're a better team than the Trailblazers. I know Trailblazers were missing Brogdon and stuff, but they're a better team than the Trailblazers. So I think that they were playing pretty loose, pretty quick. They weren't, slowing things down. Maybe they should have, but I think that's where Wemby's turnovers kind of came from, trying some new things. I mean, he did a God, what do you even call it? Off of 1 foot 3-point. What would you call it? What 1 foot pull up 3? What is that called? What he did? I don't know. And he didn't even have to do it. It wasn't like time was run off the clock. He just knows that he can do it. He's going to practice that a lot. And he's going to be able to hit those. It's going to be very annoying. The 1 foot layup 3. Yeah, whatever it's called. Yeah, so I think he was just kind of, he competed. I think people just were expecting something different. By the way, I do want to say this about the Spurs tonight. Their rebounding was so much better. So kudos to Sochan and Keldon. In particular, Keldon has 16 rebounds. 8 of them were offensive rebounds. I mean, I think someone were off of his own misses, but it was really nice because they kept fighting for the boards. I noticed that the Spurs are basically smacking it off of the backboard because they are undersized. That's what you got to do. You got to at least fight for it. Fight for the board. And I think they did a really great job in this game of that. So hopefully that continues in the future. That's going to be really nice if they can fight for those boards like that. We should get more dubs in the future. Actually, let's see. We have 59 rebounds to their 37. Yeah, we just out hustled them. We out hustled them. Sochan stays on the Spurs, averages 12-10 for his career, gets 3 rings with Wemby, and retires a great. I'm gonna tell you this right now. all these fans that hate Sochan and say Sochan's trash, he's not that good, yada yada yada, right? They're gonna absolutely love him once they're a winning team again. He's gonna be one of those players that you're gonna have like minutes compilations on YouTube. You know, it's gonna be one of those things where the nation is going to hate him unless you're a Spurs fan. He's gonna have those moments. He's gonna have iconic moments as a Spurs fan in the playoff as a Spurs player in the playoffs. He's gonna have it. You can already tell. Like it's gonna come. He's gonna have it. Yeah, I really do believe that. But overall, everyone played well. Keldon did his thing. You know, the normal Keldon stuff. You know. Clam, my thing with trade Keldon is why are we looking to get worse? Oh, why are we looking to get worse? Derek White got you a first rounder and 2 bums. Trading Keldon would probably get you the same package, and those players will be worse. I think, okay, contextualizing everything, okay, I could be completely off base on this, but I think the market is better for Keldon. Let me see, because how old is Derek White? Yeah, Derek White's 29. So when we traded him, he was what, 27-ish? Wasn't he 27? You can correct me, chat. I think he was like 27. And the league's view of Derek White is different than what they would view Keldon. I think Keldon Johnson actually would have more value than Derek White if you were to trade. I highly doubt you get like just a couple vets or something. Like I think that if you combine Keldon with like Osman or something in the offseason, or even if the Spurs wanted to combine them with Collins, I don't know. I would have to look into it. I'll have to look into it. I have to think. I usually don't do these like trade scenario things. I usually don't do it. I probably need to do more of it. But that's just a vibe I got. I feel like Keldon would nowadays, today, Derek White is worth more than Keldon Johnson, right? Nowadays he is. But at the time, I don't think that his value was as high. We valued him. I knew how great he was, right? We talked about how great he was, but I don't know if the league as a whole saw Derek White that way. Keldon Johnson, he's one where he's won in the Olympics, right, with the Team USA. You know, he last season led the Spurs scoring wise and whatnot. You know, like he's known, and they know exactly what they're getting. And because of how successful Derek White has been, I think that actually helps Keldon Johnson in potentially getting more. I mean, every single time a player, this is one thing I don't like. Like people say like players get worse or gets better when they get out of San Antonio. That's not true at all. Statistically, the metric, it doesn't exist. But what I do think helps us too when we are trading players is because we do have a history of players leaving and, you know, being successful role players or doing well on other teams, right? So they know how good our developmental program is. So Keldon Johnson, I think that they would dish out some stuff. But then again, I don't know, because the DeJounte Murray trade might hinder that a little bit. I don't know. I mean, this is, like I said, this is all vibes. But I think part of the reason why the DeJounte Murray trade was so successful was because, hey, we do a good job. Where do you get a quality 3-and-D for Keldon? Can you name one? Who's available over there in New Orleans? By the way, I don't think Keldon gets traded until the offseason. I don't think it'll be during the season. I don't know about great 3-and-D, but I definitely know we can get a defensive wing because your boy has been available. I couldn't find an article on it. Hold on. Oh gosh, this website is awful, dude. Oh, this is just a jumbled mess. What is this? Oh, what a jumbled mess, dude. Derek White. Yeah. Herb Jones. Yeah, Herb Jones. That's what I was talking. Well, with Herb Jones, hold on. I'm trying to. God, dude. I'm gonna do Pelicans roster. I think they're gonna attempt to possibly keep Trey Murphy, and I don't know if they'll be able to take care of both of them. God, this is so annoying. Oh, this is so annoying. But yeah, so hopefully we can maybe get Herb Jones. That would be nice. I don't know. What? Gregory says, heard some serious intel today from a betting crew. Spurs, if they trade, will look to get a player that can help them win now, not trying to draft capital. Not trying for draft capital, etc. If they were to trade, I don't really see a point in. Yeah, they're not going to have to, unless we're talking Trae Young or we're talking Luka Doncic. I don't really see a reason in the San Antonio Spurs having to get rid of their draft capital at all. So I would see if they were to do a trade right now, they're going to try to get some players that can defend or that can come off the bench. Something that you can hang your hat on right now, going forward. And I doubt they'll have to get rid of their first round picks for, some of these guys. I mean, for New Orleans, you probably give them Doug. That'll really help them. I don't know how the money wouldn't match up if we did Doug and Keldon for Herb Jones. That doesn't match. I don't know. This is why I don't like these trade scenario things. Like, I have to go back and look. Yes, Herb Jones, I said good for us. I think Doug, 2 first-round picks. I don't want to give away 2 first-round picks. Maybe 1. I guess it's depend. Maybe, possibly, okay? Maybe, possibly this Toronto Raptors one. But I don't want to just give away first-round picks willy-nilly like that. Spurs are really good at making deals. First round and 3 second rounders. I'm cool with that because we got a stupid amount of second rounders. Yeah, we got a stupid amount of second rounders. Say what you want about the Derek White trade, but it helped us. Because we traded Derek White to get Josh Richardson. Refresh my memory. Josh Richardson. Actually, you don't have to refresh my memory. There it is. Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, and first round pick that became Malachi? Did that become Malachi? This one became Malachi, right? I think it did. If you think about it, I mean, if you want to put it this way, sheesh, rest in peace, Malachi. Was it Malachi? I think it was Malachi. We got fleeced. No, we didn't get fleeced. Dude, it's the value of the player at the time. Like, think about how everything lined up. Derek White got traded. Yes, we knew he was great. He's going to a championship caliber team. He's not he's more confident. He got more confident over time with the Spurs, so he's a more confident player. But he's the same player we had. It's just that he's with a better team now. And by trading Derek White, that opened things up even more for DeJounte Murray so we can up his trade value. And then we ended up getting Wemby. So, I mean, it all worked out. It's fine. And then on top of it, we don't even know what's going to come out of this. Like, you can say it's fleece, but you got 5 second round picks with Josh Richardson. That's a lot of picks. That's a lot of, you basically got a first round pick in 5 seconds. And yeah, Romeo Langford, that just didn't work out, right? Oh, don't disagree with you, Clan. Just repeating the intel. No, I feel you. And if it's true, I mean, I'm sure the Spurs are flexing all their options there, Romeo Langford is a good defender, though. thought he was okay. Is he better than Julian Champagny defensively? I don't know. I'll have to look at the metrics. He just got hurt. I don't know. I wasn't that crazy about Romeo Langford. I was just basing it off of what Celtics fans have told me, and they were like, he's really good. So I was like, okay, I'll take your word. Anyways,